Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Chats with Chaudhry. I hope you're safe and well. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by Maria Avelia de Lorenzis, or Mavi for short for me, who is a marketing leader at Sentinel Diagnostics. And today, we are talking about their upcoming presence at EuroMedLabs, which starts next week and runs from the 10th to the 14th of April at the ICM Internationales Congress Center in Munich. So, Mavi, it's lovely to see you. How are you?
I'm fine, and it's lovely to see you again.
Well, it's lovely to see you. I know you're not on the coast with a lighthouse behind you. So
No,
where?
I'm in Milan.
Slightly
But this
different.
is our, landscape. So the Sentinel Diagnostic landscape. So
Fantastic. And I should have said bonjour anyway. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Brilliant. Now, before we start talking about EuroMedLabs and your presence there, for those people who are not familiar with Sentinel Diagnostics, would you mind giving us a very quick overview of the business and also a bit about your own background as well?
Of course. So I'm Maria Avelia, and as you do, many people call me Mavi because it's easier. And in Sentinel Diagnostic, I'm the marketing leader. And Sentinel Diagnostic is an Italian company, 100% Italian company that since almost 40 years, it's developing and producing in vitro diagnostic kits for the clinical chemistry, the fecal immunotesting, and the molecular diagnostic. So to make an example of what we do, when you go into a clinical lab and you do a blood test to look after many parameters, for each of those parameters, there is a kit behind, and for most of them, we did it. And for fecal immunotesting, for example, we do the fecal alcohol blood test that if you are over 50, you are familiar with, because it's a test that is used to screen for the colon cancer, colorectal cancer. And for the molecular diagnostic, we do kits to detect viruses. And specifically, we are very focused on monitoring the infection in transplant patients. And of course, we also were very busy with the COVID testing as well.
Right. Okay. Well, that's a very thorough overview. Now, EuroMed's coming up next. EuroMedLab, I should say, is coming up next week. So, for that particular show, what are you showcasing and talking to visitors about?
So we're happy that we go back in presence at the EuroMedLab. So we organize a booth. We have a booth where we bring two instruments, the Sentinat 200, which is our sample to result to run molecular diagnostic test. And we bring the SENTiFIT 270, which is our instrument to do fecal testing. And we will be very focused on these instruments because in the last 12 months, we have developed 3 kits, 2 serological tests to detect the antibody against COVID. And we modified with the new formulation our Calprotectin test, the CALiaGold, that now is stable at room temperature, which means that the people now can collect the sample at home and bring it to the clinical lab. That this really make the life much easier, both for the patient and for the clinical lab. So because of this test, we also present 3 posters, 2 for the 2 COVID kit and 1 for the CALiaGold. And our R&D manager, Dr. Fabio Rota, is going to attend the Meet the Expert session at Sysmex booth, where it will show all the validation data that we did on the CALiaGold test. And of course, it's open to any question and any discussion around the test. So a lot of things.
Yeah, well, I think home testing is the way forward now, isn't it? Because it's more in-home care rather than at the primary health care or the hospital, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. It's not an home testing, by the way. So it's home collection. So the tests need to be done in the clinical lab.
Right. Okay.
But the fact that you can collect at home, it's much easier for the patient.
Yeah, sure. And so can you tell me a bit more about the calprotectin and fecal testing?
Yeah, so calprotectin is a protein that is used as a marker for inflammatory disease,
Right.
and specifically is used to discriminate between the normal inflammatory syndrome, intestinal syndrome, from the more severe inflammatory bowel disease, like the Crohn's disease. So if you are a patient with the symptoms that could be on IBS or IBD, then you are suggested to do this kind of test to discriminate and to identify which of the disease could be behind your symptoms. And it's it's one of the tests that we have in the fecal panel. The other is the fecal occult blood.
Right.
That, as I mentioned at the beginning, it's very popular in people aged over 50, because it's part of screening programs to detect potential colon rectal cancer. So,
Right.
and
Okay.
we are proud to be the first European supplier and producer of this kind of test.
Right. So in addition to the FOB and Calprotectin, then are you planning to launch other fecal parameters?
Well, the fecal test, it's one of our main focus. So everything that is related to gastrointestinal disease and fecal test is something that we look very carefully. And of course, we have new tests in the pipeline, but I would not disclose. I would say to the people that they can, if they're interested, they can come to our booth, and we will be more than happy to discuss with them about our test and any other things related to the fecal testing and gastrointestinal disease. So,
brilliant.
Surprise if they come to our booth.
All right. So therefore, to recap, then you've got a number of new products, obviously, at the session, at the exhibition, as well as 3 posters, and you've also got a talk. So there's quite a lot you've got going on. So what is the booth number then that people can find you at next week?
So our booth, it's in all C1, booth number 205. Okay, so there we have the instrument, and there will be me and my colleagues to discuss. The poster will be in the poster session in the EuroMedLabs phase. And our colleague from the R&D is going to be at the Meet Expert at the Sysmex booth, which is our partner, and it's the booth number 207.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And just so you know, viewers, if you are thinking of attending, it's actually free to attend the exhibition, so you can still get tickets, and I'll put the link for the exhibition above the video. I mean, the conference itself you have to register and pay for, but the actual exhibition is actually free to attend. So the link will go up there. Well, Mavi, if people cannot though make it to the show for whatever reason, where else can they get more information about the company and the solutions you've talked about today?
So most of the information are available on our website. We are also very active in LinkedIn. And people can contact us both through the website or through LinkedIn. So we are always very happy to get in touch and answer any questions.
Brilliant. Well, look, Mavi, I wish you lots of success next week. I'm not sure if I'll be there or not, but if I will, I'll definitely pop over and say hello at the booth. But I wish you lots of success next week anyway. Is this the first live event that you guys are attending then since prior to lockdown, or have you been to other events already this year?
No, we this year, and also at the end of last year, we already went to several congress, and I must say that it's fantastic to be back in present and meet people.
It is lovely to see people again. You're quite correct.
So next time I want to meet you.
Yeah, well, I look forward to it, hopefully. So look,
okay.
A happy build up for the show, because I know it's always stressful when you're trying to get ready for a show. Make sure you don't forget anything, but I hope it all goes well, and I'll catch up with you soon. So there you go, viewers. If you are at EuroMedLab next week, then please check out the Sentinel Diagnostic booth, booth EuroMedLabs2022 as Mavi said. I'll put all the details above the video with the hall number and the stand number, plus the link to register for the event. And if you can't make it, then you can check out their website and go to the LinkedIn page, which again will be above the video. So Mavi, all that's to say is have a fantastic event next week. Thank you very much. It's lovely to see you again. I hope to see you in person.
Thank you to you, and have a nice day.
You too as well. And thank you viewers for watching. Until next time, as always, stay well and stay safe. Bye-bye.
Bye.